Hey everyone, it's starting to get dark out here. Got about a half hour before sunset. This is a family member of mine, my dad's side and my mom's side there, I believe. So it's the only Kugler here in the Spring Valley Cemetery where we're at. And just thought I'd make a video of it because, like I said, I won't be here much longer due to moving to the Philippines, and also it reminds me of not going to be here very long as well, because I made a video earlier when I first started the channel about how much time you have left on Earth. And as you go along these gravestones here, I often walk the dog up here because it's very peaceful, and we're up on top of a big hill here, one of the highest hills in Spring Valley. And you see, people living on average 75, 80 years, somewhere there. So split the difference, say 77, 78 years. And so if you think about where you're at, I'm at 60, so that means 15, 17 or so more years for me. So as people often ask me, or you hear comments on other videos and stuff, why would you move to the Philippines? I'm here in America, I'm here in Ohio. Why would you ever consider going to another country? And it's a multifaceted thing. I don't believe you run away from things per se, and it's a one answer thing, so it's multifaceted. For me, personally, maybe you can relate to that, or some of the things that I'll share with you here, is that I grew up around here, within 15 miles of where I live now, Beaver Creek, Centerville, and Xenia and Spring Valley. So been here 60 years. Never been to many places in the country, or needless to say, the rest of the world. And so as I see people up here and being passed away at all kinds of ages, because there's no guarantee, there's some that go 90 and 100 plus years, but on average, if you average out the low and high, it's 70 some years for most people. So as I've gotten older and having a few health issues and stuff, I think about that, and it's like, well, what would you like to do with the rest of your time? Your last 5 or 10 or 15 years that you may have. So that's one reason why I would make a move such as I'm doing. And then the other thing, new adventure, and just experience new things like that. And you're limited. I always look at my life as you're writing a book, you're making a movie, and mine's been somewhat boring in my opinion. I've worked in landscaping 41 years, bicycled for 35 plus years, lived in the same house for 35, 38 years or something like that, lived in the same state, and I'm just ready for new adventure. And then the things that I see in the Philippines kind of reminds me of how I grew up when I was a kid. There's gravel roads, there's dirt roads. I watch a lot of the videos out in the provinces of the Philippines, and I don't see fences so much. I don't see things all sectioned off. It's like open country, and you can kind of you're more, seems like you're more free to roam. And somebody's got a fire on the hill over there. It's real pretty. It's kind of a chilly evening, not too bad. I think it's about 45, 50, but it's pretty over there. I don't know if you can see it, but anyhow, it distracted me there. They got a little bonfire going on. But so that's part of the reasons for me. And so when I come up the graveyard, it often crosses my mind on how much time I have to possibly live life, and what do I want to do with that? What do I want to, how do I want my final chapter of my life to be? And and I'm hoping to make it a good one. And so me and Rosie and new adventure. And then the other part, it's not like I'm going someplace place and I don't know. I've been thinking about it and researching it for about 5 years. And Rosie has some, her kids live over there, all her family actually. And so, it wouldn't just be me going over there by myself, or me and her. We do have connections. She is from the Philippines, and we'll be moving back to her hometown, more or less. So that's what's happening there. That's why the name of the channel is the Terry's Philippine Journey. Even though I've talked about a lot of my equipment or various things, bicycling, because that's trying to tell a story of where I've come from, and then when I get to where I'm going, I can share that and contrast the differences of the lay of the land, the culture, the people. So the one thing that's appealing to me on countless videos, I think every video I've ever watched of the Philippines, is the friendly nature of the people over there. And I think that's something that we're getting fewer of here in America. When I grew up, families got together and neighbors hung out, block parties. Every holiday was a big get together with friends and family. And nowadays, there's a few of us still doing that, but by and large, we seem isolated and divided as families and friends, and the culture, political things, and religious things. So, and I just see the Philippines as something that very much like America was to me 50 and 100 years ago. Even though I wasn't alive 100 years ago, but I do know people that were. So, but it's beautiful here in Spring Valley. It's a pretty nice little town. I've been happy here. That's a big cornfield there. It's probably a couple 100 acres or more. It goes all the way down to Caesars Creek. The road running out here is State Route 42, which goes up to Xenia and then down to Waynesville. Them are the two next towns. It goes further, a lot further than that, but that's the two towns. North kind of runs north and south. But falls came on, and seems like a hurry this year, and all the leaves are down, and we've already had our first snow, a couple snows. The first one was about 1 inch. So, but yeah, seeing the family tombstone down here just kind of got me started, and I've kind of circled around here. Just wanted to share some thoughts with you, and hope that somebody finds some inspiration in that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is make your life something to realize what time you're in. And even if you're a young person, 20, 30, 40 years old, that doesn't mean you have 30 or 40 more years. So make each day, do the most you can with it and enjoy it, and be thankful for what you've got, why you've got it, because things can change rapidly in this world. And I encourage everybody to do the most that they can and be live a full life. So, because it's really, at the end of the day, it's your choice. A lot of people want to sit back and blame things, blame people for their circumstances, and certainly people and things can contribute to that, but you can't let them let it rule your day. I was talking to a neighbor who'd come down to the house a couple days ago and stuff, and I said, we were talking about this type of thing, and I said, won't mention any names, but I told him, I said, my choice is if other people want to act a fool and do wrong, whether it's a family member, a neighbor, or whoever, let them do the wrong, and you just do what you feel that's right, and go that route. Because a lot of people, well, they did this, they punched me, so I'll punch them, and they did that, so I'm going to do that. My so-and-so drank, so I'm going to drink. So-and-so cheated on me, so I'm going to cheat on the next person. So I just think sometimes, it has to end when stop with somebody, and somebody has to stand up and, lead. And certainly we've all made mistakes. I've had more than my fair share of issues, but you step up and change direction and just try to do better. So that's my thoughts on that. So we just come back around. There's the tombstone. So it's a little graveyard up here. I'd say maybe it's a quarter mile, half mile around if you do the bottom and top loop. So it's pretty. They have a flag up here. It's not flying because it's not very breezy. So just wanted to share the evening. It's a beautiful late November evening, just pleasantly chilly. So I would say it's in its 40s or maybe low 50s still. So very nice for Ohio in November. So, and you can see all the way to Bellbrook here. The lights up there is that's about halfway to Bellbrook. Bellbrook's about 5 miles, but really nice hillside here. It's probably maybe 600 feet or 1,000 feet elevation or something like that. It's pretty high. It might be as high as 1,500 feet, but it's pretty good size hill. And you can see for about 4 or 5 miles up here off to the valley, there's a little Miami River sits down there about a mile away. So I've had many hikes and lots of good times here. So looking to have more when we move, and just hoping to share the experience with everybody. That's why I started the channel, to do some things and document a little bit of the life. Got a late start on doing so, but better late than never. So, well, and we appreciate all the subscribers. I think we're 164. So need a lot more and looking for more. Seems like it's a slow go on that, but we're stick with it, and appreciate each one that we do have and that we do get. So that's about it. It's starting to get dark, although I think my camera's quite good at the low light conditions, so I'm hoping you can still see quite a bit. So that's it from Terry, and we're Say Roxy tonight. We're out walking. So Rosie's out shopping or visiting her friend, and so she'll be back here after a bit. There's the bonfire. You can, as it starts to get a little darker, you can kind of see it over there on the hill there, besides that little white tower. Hopefully you can see it kind of, I don't know what shows up in the camera. But anyhow, all right, well, that's it. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a great evening.